Hello everyone, I hope you're having a fantastic Thursday. Thanks so much for stopping by for my Happy Day series. Happy Day series is all about using items we have in our stash or on hand. And so that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be making a card. Now today I am going to be using a die set. This is a die set from my stash. It's from Cartabella. It's called Fall Harvest. Fun, beautiful little leaves. And then I'm also going to be using this stamp. It says Happy Thanksgiving, and I believe it is from Stampin' Up. And I got this, I know, a long time ago, so I'm pretty sure it's a retired stamp. But for this card, any kind of sentiment would work just fine. And so we're going to jump in and get started. For today's card, I'm going to create some leaves using some vellum. And so I grabbed 4 Distress Oxide inks. This one here is Wild Honey. I'm just daubing it on my vellum. And then I'm going to go in with some peeled paint. This one is Vintage Photo, and then Candied Apple. I think those are perfect fall colors there. I'm just blending them all together, and it kind of look, you're probably thinking, what is this? But when you use the dies to cut out the leaves, it creates perfect leaves. So I'm just going to use 2 of the dies today. And I cut out 8 leaves, and you can see how beautiful and actually how realistic they look. They're so fun. So we have that done. We're going to set that aside, and we're going to work on our card panel here. Today I'm going to be using some vanilla cardstock. I created a card base. It measures 5.5 by 4.25, standard A2 size card base. And then I also cut out a panel that is 3.25 by 5.5 inches. For my stash, I have these stitched fancy dies. These are from Cat Scrappiness. Beautiful edge on these scallop dies, but it has a little bit of a curve to it, and I thought it'd make a real pretty panel. I cut out the bottom, and I'm going to do the same thing to the top. And so that's going to be my panel for this card. Really pretty. Okay, once we have that done, I wanted to add a little bit of color directly on my card base. So I'm lining it up on my grid mat, and then I'm using some Post-it tape, and I'm going to block off the left and the right areas of my card base here. Now if you don't have Post-it tape, any kind of a soft tape would work. A painter's tape or even your masking tape would work perfectly for this effect. Once I have that done, I'm going to color that entire surface with my Wild Honey. I did grab my craft mat because I didn't want to make a mess, but I'm just going to go over that entire surface. Lovely. Now once we have that done, I wanted to add a little bit of Vintage Photo just on the ends, almost to give it like a burnished look, I guess you could say. I'm going to take my water bottle and just spray some droplets on my card base here. Let that dry, and then peel off my Post-it tape. And I think that's going to look perfect for the background on my card today. Now we're going to work on the panel. I'm taking my blending tool here, the one I used for my Vintage Photo, and I didn't ink it up, I just used what was on there, and I just kind of distressed the edges of this panel. And I think that effect really makes your panel pop, especially when it's a pretty simple background. Now, this is the fun part. I'm taking some Sparkle Shimmer Spritz, and I'm spraying my vellum leaves, and you can see them like curl up. I love this effect. If you don't have your shimmer spritz, your water bottle will do the same thing. It just curls up your vellum, and I think it looks so natural. Sometimes it will curl it up a little too much, like those 2 leaves. So I'm just going to go through all of my leaves and kind of reopen them a little bit, but still leave that authentic leaf look, I guess you could say. But I've did this so many times, and I wanted to share this part with you, but I think it makes the leaves look so realistic. I'm just kind of flattening out my leaves, but still leaving a little bit of curls on the edge. I'm going to set those aside and just let them air dry out just a little bit. Now we're going to work on our sentiment. I'm taking that same vanilla cardstock, and I'm going to ink up my stamp with a really rich, this is like a burnt orange almost. It's Cajun Craze, and it's from it's in Stampin' Up! Ink. Really beautiful ink, and I just stamped that. Now for my stash, I do have the and I have ink all over my hands. I don't know how I did that, but I got it all over everything, so I'm going to clean that up real fast. But this stamp actually has a coordinating punch, so I just punched out my sentiment. Now I'm going to kind of place it on my panel where I think it would look the prettiest, and then I'm going to arrange my leaves. I wanted my leaves to go on the top right and then the bottom left, kind of at a diagonal, and I'm just arranging them by color. I want to make sure all the colors kind of flow nicely. Love that, and I love the dimension that gives. And if you plan on mailing this card, it'd be perfect too, because the vellum will flatten a little bit. I popped up my sentiment with some dimensional adhesive. I want to place that in the center of my leaves there. Lovely. I'm going to add one more leaf. Okay, I'm going to flip that over and add some foam tape behind this panel to give it a little bit of dimension. I'm going to peel that off and place that right in the center of my card base. This card was so simple to do, but fall cards for me, I love elegant fall cards, and I think this is just the perfect example. For my stash, I have these amber color gems. I'm just going to add a few here and there because we need shimmer and shine, and then I'm going to go over that entire card with my shimmer spritz, so it's all glistening. And that's my card for today. I thank you so much for stopping by. Now I do want to let you guys know, if you want to head on over to my blog, I did announce the winner of the giveaway. If you are the winner of the giveaway, I'll notify you via messaging. I want to say congratulations to the winner, and I wanted to let you guys know there were over 289 entries. And the funny thing is I wanted to respond to each and every one of you, but I just couldn't, so I please forgive me for just leaving you a number. But actually yesterday was my birthday, and so I spent half my morning on the computer, and so by the time I got through like number 100, I was typed out. So I do appreciate all of your comments. They were all wonderful, and I appreciate you. So I just want to let you guys know that. I wish you a fantastic day. I hope you liked the card. If you did, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and if you're new and want to see more, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We'll see you again real soon. Have a fantastic Thursday. Bye-bye.